What's up, everybody? Welcome back. It is me, Cop, aka Steven, and we are here going into the semi-finals, the top 16 of Mox Masters presented by Playing with Power. I am once again joined by my co-commentator and co-host Lucas, aka Deck says, how you doing?
It's been a phenomenal day today. The fact that we've made it this far and we got top 16 coming up right around the corner. A lot of good decks coming around. We'll be taking a look at a Rayhan Crom, a Thrasios Dargo, a Najila, and of course, Roxai, wrapping up for our pod this evening. But first of all, we want to give a huge thank you to those who donated to the charity auction, those who wanted to try to get the playmats. But unfortunately, there's only two, and they went to two deserving individuals. We want to say thank you all once again for being able to hop in on that charity auction. Went to a good cause down to the to the San Diego community down south, down on the West Coast. So thank you once again.
Yes, and congratulations to Dustin Miller and Mahoney Quinton 25 for winning the auctions and winning the playmats. We will get those out to you as soon as we can. So let's look at the deck list here for this pod. We are in pod 2 of our top 16. Chat, you asked for it, and we are going to bring it to you. We are going to bring you a Priscilla game, since that's what was going around the chat for a hot second. And I am looking at here. This Najila, Najila to me is a very classic cEDH commander. When people ask me, like, what is a cEDH commander, especially for newer people, right? I go to Godo, I go to Najila, I go to any sort of combat-based commander is a really good intro, but she is consistent.
It's
you
been a
know?
it's been a staple for a very long time. If you're a 5-color deck that you can do anything, and Najila in particular is a win con in the command zone, which makes her so strong. So just being able to have tutors, being able to run the Adnos runnings, being able to run Underworld Breach, you could pick any one of them, or you could just beat face with Najila, and it's all good. It's one of the reasons. I, of course, am most excited about the deck that the chat is most excited. Priscilla is playing one of my favorite archetypes, Sans White. It's such a fun archetype to try to play around, try to play into games without the really secure backup that you have between or not Dothy, Dranith Magistrate,
Mm-hmm.
Esper Sentinel, all these other fantastic white creatures. It really pays off.
Yeah, this is a list that I have not seen before, and I'm super excited about this. Like, just to see
Yeah,
what it does. I
yeah.
see Minsk and Boo here, which I know can also be its
I
own
know.
line. But I also see some things that are like Dose of the Falling Leaf, and I'm like, okay,
Hey,
yeah.
when you don't have white and you need to win the game, you got to be unconventional. You got to
Yeah.
play defense grid, of which I commented on a thread a while ago that it takes a lot of skill to play.
Hmm.
It takes a lot of skill to play Docent, it takes a lot of skill to play Dranith, because if you fail, or Docent, there we go. Because if you fail, then the next opponent behind you wins the game.
Yeah, absolutely. Um,
Obviously, always thankful to see Dargo and Thrasios. Have you heard a lot about Dargo Thrasios?
I've heard a lot about Dargo. Yes.
Let me tell you, this captain likes to board the ship deck hard. You just get Dargo out, you polymorph into a Tidespout Tyrant, or you kneel form into it, apologies, and you win the game. It's a fun deck if you are able to ramp it out. There's obviously alternative ways to win the game, but the most fun one is obviously the Neoform line.
Yeah, I'm seeing Brain Freeze. I'm seeing the Underworld Breach here. I'm seeing the Lion's Eye Diamond. So I'm seeing those kind of lines as well. Um, this is very fascinating. I'm excited to see what this does. There's also a Kinnan in here too.
Mhm.
So do we have it? Yeah, Kinnan Basalt. So it seems like it's got a bunch of other win cons tucked inside of it,
Mhm.
but that one main is Dargo into. uh yes. All right.
The Tidespout Tyrant, yeah,
High
because
spot tire.
it can produce mana from out of nowhere, and then once again, if all else fails, you got a 7/5. You got a 7/5 that goes to town.
Yeah.
That's amazing, and you can get it down by turn 1. There's been a lot of Mardu decks with Dargo that
Hmm.
get Dargo down very quickly and just begin to beat face.
Yeah.
But with this variation, obviously you have much more flexibility with the blue, being able to have a control point there to pivot to and from.
Yeah, and I mean, we saw that in that last game with the Corvold, right? If you have a giant beater in your command zone, you're still going to get value out of it, right? You
Absolutely.
can still close the game out with that 7-5.
Absolutely. Finishing up our top 16 pod. Everybody knows it. Everyone loves it. It's your Grixis boys. It's good old little Rograk and his partner in crime, Silas. Literally, in my opinion, the Batman and Robin of the universe,
Ooh, I love that.
where Rograk is the Batman. It can't be mistaken
Really?
here. Rograk's the Batman because he does everything, and Silas is over here off to the side for the colors. Like Rograk is your utility belt. Rograk is there in order to zip in. Here, I'll get you a bunch of mana. Here, I'll activate your Mox Amber. And here we go, right into gameplay here. Turn 1 Monkey, turn 1 Ragavan.
We do have a turn 1 Ragavan from the Crom and Rayhan Priscilla player, and then we are going into Dargo Thrasius looking like a talisman into what do we got here? Players on screen.
Sorry about that. Apparently, I have somebody came home and all my pets went
Oh, crazy.
Thrasios coming out on turn 1 is a very good play. Let's see. Looks like we're going into Nagila's turn here. If there's not a turn 1 Nagila, then the one at my local pod is playing way too aggressively.
Yeah.
Because the ability to cast a commander, a 5-color commander for 3 mana is crazy.
Yeah. We had somebody in my play group run a casual Nagila, and it was nothing not casual at all.
I appreciate people who say casual Nagila, but it just goes so quickly. That's I love the arts. All the arts just look cool, but then I get confused as to what the art pieces are actually trying to depict here. Soul Ring into, I want to say that's an Arcane Signet?
It is an Arcane Signet. Correct,
cool, yeah.
Rockside, we got a dual land into a Soul Ring, into the Rograk. Pretty standard. Going into turn 2 here for Crom Rayhan. Let's go to combat. Let's punch with some monkey.
And you have 2 very good choices here to swing into. You can either swing into the Nagila and hope to get a very good like tutor effect or a just anything that's not green. And you would be happy with that. Green is really a support color for Sans white play style. So
there's a lot of conversation about where the Ragavan is going. The Sergio, the Rograk player, is like, listen, I'll block and then I'll just recast it. Like, I'm not going to lose anything here.
but then still gets hit and exiles a fetch land.
Yeah, it takes the hit, exile a fetch land.
Oh, Sacristical Study. Wow. Able to get that treasure, able to get the Simian Spirit Guide, able to land a turn 2 Ristic. Very good from seat 1. But wait,
Nagila coming in here, tapping the Arcane Signet.
Dark Ritual.
Yep.
Before the Ristic lands. Ooh, what a mental misstep.
It can't be anything good. The table says that can't be anything good.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
They're trying to
take back the mental misstep. Op agent.
Oh, they allowed them to take it back so that way they could cast the opposition agent.
Yeah.
That slows down the Rogsai by a lot.
Interesting chat.
That slows down the Dargo Thrasios. Wow.
Let's call a judge, they're saying. So we're going to bring a judge in here.
Because there was a lot of cards that went on the stack in and out very quickly there. So absolutely good call to get a judge on over there. Make sure that we're all playing up to snuff, you know?
Yeah, and this is the top 16 chat, so calling a judge is very important here. We're, whoever takes this is going to get into the finals. So if it were me, I would also be absolutely calling a judge just so that we can have some official resolve on this.
Other than, the money that's on the line, if you win, you get the prestigious opportunity to play in the Mox Master Invitational for 2024, which is happening online this year. So you're in for way more competition. It means our friends from across the sea will be able to come on over and join in an online format and just be able to try to fight through it all.
Yeah. All right. We have the judge in here. I'm going to see if I can't listen in.
Yeah, we go right ahead. I think the opposition agent is such a interesting argument to have because there is two decks that require a lot of searching and is really just able to try
Yeah.
to find everything. Like, that's true. They're just searching so much through and through and through.
Yeah.
And I think stopping this, while it does hurt the Crom Rayhan at the end of the day, it also helps him in the long run because your game plan is to draw cards, especially at this point with Ristic Study, with Crom being on the battlefield, and just being able to stick it.
Mm-hmm. So they ruled that it was fine to move forward because no actual game actions had changed. So we take the mental misstep back and we get into the opposition agent.
Interesting. All right. I'm learning more and more every day about the rules process.
Yeah. Well, because the argument was the Najila player didn't cast the opposition agent. The Najila player revealed the opposition agent to the table, saying, "If you take the mental misstep back, this is what I will be casting off the Dark Writ." And that was the argument there, which is a very interesting argument between what is the difference between casting a card and revealing the card to the table.
Okay. The sound arguments made all around. It sounds like this is going to be yet another strong table here to be talking about and to have good conversations here.
Mm-hmm.
Jessica's Will, on the other hand, with the Thrasios on the battlefield.
Yeah. I imagine we have people 3, and okay. Only 3. Each player only has 3 cards in hand.
One, because they paid 3. So I think are they thinking about Ristic Study? They are drawing from Ristic
Yeah, there's the
Study.
Ristic. So
Yeah.
that'll be 4.
Mm-hmm.
Always target the Ristic Study player with that
four.
Jessica's Will. if it's parity like that, if it's even parity on cards in hand, yeah. What do we get off the Jessica's Will here, chat?
That's a Neoform already. And Neo and Eldritch.
And Eldritch Evolution.
That is
Ooh,
that's a very bad reveal. Because in order to play that, yeah, they all go to the bin because you don't have the green mana to do any of it.
No, because that is a blue and red talisman, unfortunately.
It's a blue-red talisman, and then you played the Stomping Grounds for turn. You had to sacrifice the City of Traders that you played on turn 1, and thus you're in this situation where you lose both of your library tutors straight to the battlefield. Hey, that's a training grounds. So basically,
yep.
That makes Thrasios cost 2 less. And there's the mental misstep.
Yes, that is the original mental misstep that was debating going into the Dark Writ there.
I think I, as a player, would have still done it for the Dark Ritual, or would have asked, "Hey, what are you trying to cast?" And they would have showed Opposition Agent. Opposition Agent was going to come down anyway, so then yeah, I think the Training Grounds is fine.
Yeah, because even if you counter the Dark Writ, the Composition Agent can still come down once Dockline untaps for their turn. So very interesting.
I wonder what's holding back Najila from just saying, "Najila, go."
Yeah, me too. That is a one ring coming down here, chat.
That's what's stopping the Nagila from saying Nagila go.
Yeah.
Beautiful card. Really good to get it down
One
fairly
ring
early here.
resolves. Super early, yep.
This is what turn 2, one ring, followed up by an Esper Sentinel. That's a lot of card draw right there, coming down from the 5-color deck. Looks like we're going into combat here.
Yeah, going at Priscilla here with the opposition agent.
Makes sense. You know, if the Rhystic Study is going to draw cards, you might as well take some damage. I know what you're talking about.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Ooh, Rogside drops a Rhystic Study of their own, triggering Priscilla's Rhystic Study. Paying the Rhystic, but there's also the Sentinel trigger, chat. Oh, interesting. Yeah. Okay, so instead, Roxai paying for the Esper trigger and then letting the Crom Rayhan Rhystic draw the card. Untap. We are top of turn 3 here with Crom.
We're letting the Crom Rayhan draw because they're only on one land.
Yep, exactly.
2 Rhystics and an Esper on the battlefield, and it is not looking good.
This monkey is carrying the entire game for Crom Rayhan on its back. It is the strongest monkey. It's really trying to get there.
Probably swing into the Nagila, see if they will trade here.
Yeah. So can still attack, but the one ring does give the Nagila player protection from everything for this turn. So this is hard. You go into the Rogsai? Probably.
Oh, we went ahead and went through with the attack.
Yeah, we went through with the attack. All right, no damage. No damage, no Ragavan trigger.
I think that's an unfortunate miss, you know? Like, obviously, semifinals, once again, you play to the rules as written.
Absolutely.
And so you take any small advantage that you're able to nit and pick at. And so these guys have done a very good job of doing both, revealing the cards that they have and having conversations, but at the same time being strict enough where their opponents make a mistake, can't do anything about it.
Yeah. Yeah, so Dargo Thrasios here just plays the land, passes. We're now in the Nagila's turn. Activate the one ring. Play a fetch. Here's a turn 3 Nagila. Hang for the Rhystic Study.
Nagila coming down on curve. Are we thinking about which Rhystic to pay for?
We are thinking about which Rhystic, if any, chat, is what we're thinking about right now.
Yeah, because with the amount of mana, it is either one or both.
Hang for neither Rhystic because of an Orcish Bowmaster. Wow.
Bang, bang, bang. All these card draw engines on the battlefield, and we're looking to grow an Orc army.
So yeah, in response to the Rhystic trigger, we flash the Bowmaster. Both Rogsai and Crom Rayhan draw 2 each. That's 5 triggers off the Bowmaster already.
Oh my goodness.
I'm here for it. That was big brain.
That is a phenomenal Bowmaster. And seeing the opportunity to cast it here, and obviously got to point the damage to wherever they go. I think you just clean up the board a little bit, like get the Ragavan, the
Can
Rock.
you get all of them? Can you get Ragavan, Thrasios,
you cannot get Thrasios. You need one more draw trigger to get the Thrasios, because Thrasios is a 3 toughness. You got 2 1s, and then Thrasios is 1/3.
Oh man, if there's only one more way to force the draw, but you can't.
1 ETB, 1. It is only 3 triggers right now. Yeah, it is. But still, like, it's enough to either kill just Thrasios or get rid of both the monkey and Ragavan. Looks like we've decided to go another route.
Yep. We're resolving the triggers and the draws in turn order, just to be very specific about things.
Stormcount. Probably keeping
Targeting
track of
Robert.
triggers. There we go.
Yeah.
Yep. I think they resolved that in the flip-flop reverse order. That's okay though.
Yeah.
You know.
Okay.
Still happened, still got resolved. But
Yeah,
they
hits Roxai in the face for 1 damage on that last trigger.
technically they're supposed to resolve it the other way. They're supposed to draw first and then the damage gets
Right.
appointed.
Active, non-active.
Mm-hmm. Got a 3/3 orc army. Looks like we're swinging for 4.
No blocks from the Roxai player. Takes 4.
Mm-hmm. A very good call to hit the only like pure turbo deck at the table.
Right. Only
The
dedicated as Adnos.
yes, dedicated Adnos is the key word there. One of the cheapest decks in terms of mana value in the format, and it's a lot of fun to play that deck. It's that deck where you just see your hand and like, oh, I win turn 2. Okay,
Oh,
let's go.
oops.
Oh, I
And oops, I won.
see. Like usually Najila is like that, but Najila is doing a very good job of recognizing not to go too hard into double ristics, playing it very conservatively, was able to land the Bowmasters, and
Yeah.
this Orc army will continue to amass. Right now, we have 1, 2, potentially 3 colored mana. Right, we're trying to get
Mhm.
all 5 of them so that way Najila can begin triggering activations and or get a Derevi.
Yep. That is a dark ritual off the Rogsai. Draw trigger from the Ristic Study for Cromray hand resolves. I think it's also very interesting to like. It feels like the Najila player is sitting back a little bit, seeing if the Rogsai will be the first to try and go off, and then maybe will take its move in the second half of that. Like, let me hold the door for you, right? That's what the Najila player is like doing for the Rogsai. It's like, here, let me hold the door for you. You try to win. Good luck.
And here it is. This is the win
Yeah,
attempt.
exactly, chat. Called it. Look at this. Look at this Adnos coming down.
Spinning around and is ready to fire off from a 31. That's it. That's not where you want to be at exactly. Rockside, this is a piece of cake for it. A lot of I
Ooh.
is it going through? Is it? I
I
certainly
think it
hope it
is.
does it.
It is. No, it is. It is going through. No responses to the
Oh,
Adnos chat. This might be
danger.
it. We got a I mean, the brain freeze, Bowmaster. We're gonna go through a lot of cards here. Mind break trap,
That's a rough one. Paradise
Paradise
Man.
Mantle, land, Thoracle, land,
Rite of Flame. Wheel of
Wheel of
Misfortune doesn't
Misfortune.
help there. Yep. There we go. There's some mana. There's some free mana.
There's some free mana. There's an arcane signet. That's some. Ooh, we stop there. Maybe. Is it enough? Got the Thoracle. Don't have any of the ways to get to the rest of
Like,
it. The Demonic Consultation, the Tainted Pact.
this is such a risky ad nos right here because of the Bowmasters, because of the Ristic study.
Yeah.
And you haven't drawn into anything that'll help you out. You do your own Bowmasters, which will help snipe the other Bowmasters out real fast. Time.
Okay.
There's a card you will never cast. Not with a Bowmaster out. Like ooh, we're stopping at 7. Oh, because they might let me take a look at their deck list. They might run the spicy card.
The judges came in to make sure that the Esper Sentinel is off the opposition agents, just so we have visibility on both cards. So.
Hooray! Thank you,
Thank you,
Judge.
Judge.
Let's see. Last.
Is
Search
that
in, and no, it does not run Peer into the Abyss.
ooh, interesting.
So it's very interesting that they're considering. Well, I guess you need to be at a high enough life total in order to get around the Bowmasters themselves. So
Mm-hmm.
you do have Soul Ring, and then hmm, Soul Ring, Exile, Simian Spirit Guide, drop Bowmasters of your own, two
Yeah, I think
cards.
mm-hmm.
Which will, yeah, you're pretty much stuck here because of the Bowmaster,
He keeps
unfortunately.
going.
Days is a
Days.
unfortunate card. That might be it.
Yeah, he'll stop
We
there.
we were really looking for more free mana. We were looking for Chrome Mox, Lionside Diamond, Lotus Petal.
Mm-hmm.
But heck,
Absolutely.
at this point, we were probably looking for Demonic Consultation, Tainted Pact.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Once the Thoracle was revealed, I was like, oh, okay, here we go.
Mm-hmm. I think between the Bowmasters and the Ristic and not drawing a single bit of bounce or removal, I think this attempt can be successfully stopped. So it's
Mm-hmm.
now on the rock side player to figure out a plan in order to stay alive coming up here.
Rockside player is definitely thinking about what to play here. Cabal Ritual.
Mm-hmm.
We do not have Threshold, though, I don't think.
No.
3 black mana.
Carlos. Mm.
Resolve, resolve,
Oh,
resolve.
there
Yep.
must have been another land that was untapped.
Mm-hmm. The Mana
So
Confluence was untapped, so Mana
so
Confluence
we were
and then the
able
Soul
to
Ring.
tap Soul Ring. Yeah.
Yeah.
So now this is where his Bowmasters comes in.
This is where paying the Ristic is very, very important because not paying the Ristic means you die to the Bowmaster. And there's the Bowmaster on his side.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, does not pay the Ristic.
Mm-hmm. Unfortunately, you can't. You need all the mana that you can get. So now we're looking at the other players at the table. We're
Yeah.
looking at Porcilla. We're looking at Dargo Thrasios in order to cast another spell.
Mm.
We're looking to see if they can cast spells in order to draw cards in order
They,
to for the Bowmasters to kill the Rockstar here.
yeah, I believe we have the Mindbreak trap on the stack.
Yep, he did cast 3 or more
Yeah.
spells. That's a free Mind Break trap.
Yep.
Damn
the
it,
tail.
chat. If Priscilla has nothing, then I am Jesus himself.
Yeah.
Hey.
The fact that chat just said it and the table just goes, yeah, I think we lose to Priscilla now. Like it happened on the table and in the chat at the same time.
Beautiful. It just shows excellent table recognition, you know? Oh, hey, we're going to lose here.
Yeah.
But that's what happens when you're the first person to fire off, you know? You blow all the interaction that might be possible. And you give the Ristic player a handful of really good cards here.
Yeah. 100%.
Like I still there's an opposition agent on the battlefield. So that fetch
Mm-hmm.
land is null and void. Well, definitely. By the way, can I just say how much I love playmats? Like
I mm-hmm.
the break the mind. Darn it, Priscilla's playmat is beautiful.
Breach the multiverse.
Reach the multiverse playmat. I just love the art for the card. It's a
Yeah.
beautiful playmat. Down to 1. So
Mm-hmm.
that draw trigger from Ristic Study must have went through.
Yeah. This is why I love Magic. This is exactly why I do this, why I love talking about this game, doing live commentary, because I'm on the edge of my seat right now, chat. I hope you are too. I do not know if this is going to actually work, but I'm excited to see what happens.
And there's a showing a force of negation. Oh my
Mm-hmm.
goodness. This is yeah, this looks pretty.
Hang for the Esper Sentinel. There's conversation around who loses to who inside of this spell slinging war right now. Because we still are inside the Orcish Bowmaster targets. We have not resolved the Rog side or a Bowmaster target yet.
I think for Doc, right? Because Priscilla has a Ristic on their board, you have to eliminate Sergio and then pivot immediately over. You know? Now,
Absolutely.
so here's no, Priscilla has too big of a hand.
There we go. So Rogsai Orc targeting Najila Orc. That's going to open up some breathing room here.
Force of negation hit the mind break trap. Gotcha.
Yeah. Yep.
Ugh, I don't know if I like that unless you have a ping. Because very clearly Sergio has a game plan.
Mm-hmm.
There's a Rite of Flame. Here comes a Ristic draw.
And then Bowmaster trigger from the Rogsai. Yeah, so the question now becomes, here comes the wheel or not. Chris.
The wheel would it oh man, Roxai loves the thought of that.
Does not pay the Ristic.
What would you target if you
Is
were to
Roxai
wheel?
missing the Bowmaster triggers off those Master Ristics? I've not seen where they went.
Yeah.
Ristic?
Yeah, it
Yeah,
doesn't.
that's three. That's three Bowmaster triggers that we haven't
Yeah,
seen the
that
damage go to.
that he missed 3 draws here.
Yep.
Or 3 Bowmaster triggers. That's trying to resolve a time twister.
He goes, I'm sorry, I don't even have an orc token. Like I didn't even put the token on the board from the ETB.
Yeah, that's a
It's
lot of
okay. Listen,
Bowmasters there.
it's a lot of Bowmaster triggers. This is I give players so much grace in this moment. I know we're in the semifinals here of a very important tournament, but when you're in the tank like that, you're at 1 life. It's so difficult to keep everything in track in order. But it can also be the thing that makes or breaks the game for you. Yes, that is the Beseju.
What does Beseju hit? Does that hit the Ristic of
It's
their
a
own? It
Ristic study.
does.
Yep.
Hmm. I
Fails to
don't.
find on the search because of Oppo.
Ah, there it is. Man, the number of times that I would lose to opposition agent is insane. I need a plaster of picture, like a picture of opposition agent, like on my desk in front of my wife.
Yeah.
It's always there, searching for you. Oh wow,
This is very
we're
interesting.
letting a time twister. Oh, hold up, what we got here?
No, we are pitching. We're doing the twist.
Ooh, oh my goodness.
This is really big, chat.
Are you just allowing this because of the fear of Priscilla winning next turn?
That's what I'm wondering. Is her hand was so big? I'm wondering if the Dargo and the Najila player are letting it resolve just so that everybody goes back to 7 cards in hand. But
Uh,
the amount of damage on the board right now from the Bowmaster. and Rogsai is scary.
My brain just can't comprehend this turn right now. Like Roxai should be dead.
I know. What
my
life?
my my aggro brain is like, killed the one that one life. And it's not happening. And I don't like it.
Chad says, I hope someone is just sitting on a lava dart or a gut shot.
That's what I saw that, and that's exactly what I began looking for. Unfortunately, none of the decks run it.
What about a bolt? Anybody got a bolt?
Nope, nobody's got a bolt.
Wow.
The only thing they have is what happens if it comes down again. Another Bowmasters.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Second Bowmasters off the draw from the tap. Come on, baby, let's go.
I would, oh my gosh, I would freak out. Battle of the Bowmasters.
It's generally what happens when you see one Bowmaster. You see all the Bowmasters.
Mm-hmm.
It feels like an unequivocal law because Bowmasters kill other Bowmasters. So you're like,
Yeah.
oh, that's a simple response. Let's go tutor for that. Play it, kill it, and then the Ristic player off to the side is like, yes, excellent. Let me draw the cards, and then kills the Bowmaster and wins the game. That's how it works.
All right, here we go.
Getting new sets of 7. A 21-21 has entered the battlefield, or 22-22 now.
So 6 times 3, yeah, 18, 19, 20, 21. Plus it's a 1-1, so 22, 22.
Mm-hmm.
Technically, I believe it should be a 25-25 since we missed those other 3 triggers, but that's okay. But we won't talk about it.
I think we're way past those points, and the rest of the players like, no, we're not putting those.
Yeah, we're not going. Call those 3 Bowmaster triggers Ben Affleck because they are gone, girl. We are not going back to them.
I love it.
What are we tapping for?
What does Sergio do from here, though? Do you just have a 21-21? How do you live at one life? How do you live with yourself? Like, my goodness.
Talk about living on a prayer. Okay, we're splitting 5 and 5. Priscilla and Doc get 5 damage each. I assume you're wiping the board here, right? I assume he's also going to get rid of the Oppo, the Esper Sentinel, the Thrasios.
Esper Sentinel, yes. Thrasios, yes. I don't know about the Oppo, though.
Leave the Oppo. Interesting.
Well, because you're looking at a state where you just have a big creature and something that pings. Like, you don't have any untapped mana. If you happen to draw into the God hand and get like 3 rocks and a intuition or something like that, then yes, you kill the opposition agent. But at this current moment in time, I think it feels like you gotta leave the Oppo to respect the Dargo Thrasios, to respect the Braum Rayhan, these green-blue decks that just have easy accessibilities to go search their decks for a creature and just dump it right into the battlefield.
Mm-hmm. We're attempting to use the floating green from Najila for I believe that is a Veil of Summer.
Hello, Decklist, my best friend. Yeah, that's a Veil Summer. Can't target his stuff.
Mm-hmm. Veil of Summer in response to the targets off the Bowmasters.
Ristic Study trigger. I think you just take it because we'll just reassign the damage over to Esper. There it is.
Mm-hmm.
And this game is still being played.
We are still on the wrong size ad Nostern.
This is
This
Oh,
is turn
interesting.
3, chat. Let me just reiterate it. This is turn
Like
3 for Roxai.
this isn't nothing for Roxai. Let's all be in agreement with that. Long turns are Roxai's specialties, right? But the fact that the Najila let the Roxai live even when they had their own bowmaster on the battlefield is
Hmm.
something that's either a political stunt or just straight up gaslighting. Because like keeping Roxai on the battlefield with a 21-20 or 22-22 is insane in my brain.
Oh yeah, we need to call Crom and Rayhan's PR agent because something feels off here.
Let's see if Priscilla can get back into this. We're only on 2 lands for Priscilla. We're going into turn 3 here.
This will be turn 4 for Priscilla.
Oh wow, two people. Well,
Yeah, we've had two.
Dargo, Thrasio strip mined themselves with City of Traders, so
Hmm.
that's where my brain is getting tricked up at.
Yeah. Okay, Lotus Petal.
Good start. No Esper Sentinel, no card draw. We're looking good. I think with a fresh
Master
Chromox,
Chroma. Okay. We're
we got the
catching
ramp.
up. Mm-hmm.
I think Crom's coming down here.
Ooh, an invasion. Oh, no, going under the crow box. I was like, oh,
Correct.
wait, what?
Yeah, invasion is being shipped, which makes a lot of
Uh-huh.
sense. I think I think you just put the dagger. I think you just kill it. Oh no. Shaking our hands. I think you have to make a deal with Sergio that hey, don't swing at me, otherwise this Crom's coming down.
Yeah.
Okay, not swinging at me. Cool. Let me do something else. Another Ristic study banned. No, looks like we got ourselves a card here. A Phyrexian Metamorph coming down.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that copies to One Ring. You don't even need to make that deal anymore. Oh. Now, if all these card draws happen and Priscilla doesn't win the next turn, I'll
Mm-hmm.
be quite shocked.
Yeah. Think about Metamorphose. Don't have to call what it's going to be when it's on the stack. It's just a Phyrexian Metamorph.
Oh, man. This
So one
one.
thing I love about playing my Volrath clones list is like, I don't know, it's a clone. Get a counter it.
It could be
It
it
could
could
be
be
anything.
anything. It could even be both. Such a quotable series. I love it.
It does indeed come down as the One Ring. There is conversation that Priscilla should have it come down as a Bowmaster just to ping Sergio for one.
Hey, it it's a very valid argument. Sometimes you just got to spit it out there.
Yeah.
Priscilla understanding seat 1, if Sergio dies, they get it essentially an extra turn.
Mm-hmm.
Very good at understanding. Yeah, nah, I think I'll pass on that.
Yeah.
You,
What are Foothills, but we can't crack it due to the Oppo.
once like one sometimes all you need is just one piece to throw off a game. Some games it's Stranded Magistrates, other games it's Dothy Voidwalker.
Mm-hmm.
But I tell you what, this game is Opposition Agent and has thwarted so many wins already just because they're like, oh yeah, no, I cannot tutor. Going into Dargo's draw step here. Did we throw another fetch land? We did! Looky there!
We did. Okay, here we go.
We
This
can't
Oppo
do
agent's
anything.
way
Hey,
putting in work to slow down the mana bases of the other decks at the table here.
there's a Chromox though.
Yeah. Chromax,
Chromox,
draw off the Ristic Study, trigger Bowmaster. Table's talking about pinging the op agent because it's slowing down mana bases.
There we go.
Uh-huh.
It's my magic. It's my favorite card of all of Magic the Gathering with my favorite art. It's a magic potato.
Is that what you call it? The
I.
magic potato?
It looks like a buttered up holy hand grenade that is a potato. It's just coursing with energy that's ready to let its starchy goodness into your heart.
Oh man, I've never heard anybody call it a magic potato, but now I
I
want an
love
altar
it.
of it.
I love Hellwar Stone, especially that art. I love Magic Potato. Whoa, what happened to the Oppo? Oh, we drew cards
We
in
drew cards off the
Bowmasters.
wrist stick. Bowmaster kills the Oppo. Immediately crack the fetch land. Okay, here we go. Now
Yeah.
we're opening up the table to breathe a little bit.
I wonder if that's letting the table breathe too much because we have a fresh
Mm-hmm.
7. Like yes, as brought up in chat, it pretty much is handing the game to Doc, right?
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, you could have also waited to do it because you still had rustic draws, you still had one ring and stuff like that. So clearing it off the table on the Dargo Thrasios turn is interesting to me.
Mm-hmm.
Doc is very dangerously close to just needs to find an untapper at this point.
Yeah.
Ready or I can't believe I play against Najila every week.
And there's the one ring from the Dargo Thrasios player as well. So now we have two rings this turn. This
Look
turn
at all
rotation.
these rings. I can't possibly hold any more rings. You got it cradled up in your
Someone
hand.
call Beyonce. We have definitely put at least 2 rings on it.
Too bad there can't be 2 more rings
I know.
because then we'd have 5 golden rings.
Ooh, there we go. Bringing it around to the holiday spirit.
Happy holidays. But yeah, we're trying to find ready here. Oh, this Najila deck is running the Quetzal, the new silence effect.
So
And
good.
I really hope it gets played.
Yeah.
I love seeing Quetzal I love seeing new cards do their thing. It's fun.
Cutzel coming like when it was revealed at Uncommon, I was like, wow.
Yeah. Especially at Uncommon. It was
So
it's
Najila
crazy.
Najila reveals the phantasmal image here. I think the argument is that the Najila player probably does have it on their turn. Oh, interesting.
Image copy Bowmaster kills Sergio.
Yeah, there's conversation around giving does Najila give the Dargo player another turn here in order to not
Give the
because
Dargo
the
player another
protection.
turn?
I think in response to the ring here, Sergio pings Doc's face for 1.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Honestly, it sounds like at this point that Doc has a very firm political grasp on the table, and it really feels like leading the charge in a lot of the conversations.
Yeah.
Fires off a worldly tutor in response. Interesting. Go get. Oh man.
1 ring was not cast. Interesting.
What, the Dargos one ring?
Chat saying 1 ring was not. Oh no, we're chat's responding to something else. I see.
Okay.
Sauron needs to talk to his ring guy. Told him it was 1 of 1. Something this Christmas, everyone's sporting the 1 ring. Oh yes.
Y'all are funny. I
Nice
like you
chat.
in the
I like
chat.
that one. Worldly tutor resolves.
Um, So Priscilla's
yeah.
One Ring is actually a Phyrexian metamorph, and Phyrexian metamorph was cast.
Yes.
It just so happened to copy the One Ring, and so it doubled back and checked. Oh, hey, was I cast? The answer is yes. So you still get the protection.
Absolutely. Also, Priscilla's shortcutting the fetch land here while doing the Worldly Tutor, which is where the dual land came from, if anybody was confused. So the question is, what does Priscilla get here?
Let's see. The table spot, especially with Najil.
Oh my god, I cannot.
What did I say? Oh, what did I say? Freaking. Oh,
Category is.
You see one Bowmaster. You see all of the Bowmasters.
Wow.
3 rings, 3 Bowmasters. You see this Lord of the Rings? You see this WotC? You ruined our format. What are you doing?
we saw it last game. We're seeing it this game. This is amazing.
Man. Oh, I already see where chat's going with this.
Mm-hmm.
Who could stop a bad guy with a Bowmaster? A good guy with a Bowmaster. Love it. The Bowmaster Mayhem is here and is in full effect. And jeez, this is Bowmaster buybacks. I'll sign up for that. Yeah. I will absolutely sign up for that. I don't know why people are showing their hands over the table whenever there's or whenever they have card hands on the table.
Worldly Tutor, resolves Orcish Bowmaster on top.
This is still during the Dargo's turn too.
Yeah, I believe we are still in the One Ring.
Yeah, them casting the One Ring.
We're correcting the land.
Oh, wrong fetch land.
Wrong dual land off the fetch. Yep.
Because they haven't drawn any cards in between, have they?
Yeah. Nothing has changed information-wise, so yeah. The Lotus Petal makes the land sort of irrelevant, but let's fix it. That's what judges are here for. Good eye, good eye. Bowmaster buybacks. I need a better Bowmaster with the large. Looks like everybody picked up a Bowmaster on Black Friday. Congratulations. That one's got a few layers to it because Bowmasters is a black card.
Beautiful. All right. Where are we at? We got a new land. It's a tropical island. Fantastic. Back to the One Ring.
Back to the One Ring.
Okay. Oh my goodness. Yo. So pod 1 has finished.
Oh wow, interesting.
And number 1 made it all the way through.
Nick Foles all the way through. Wow.
Nick Foles went 3-0. I know for sure he went through. He went 4-0? No, 3-0. No, 4-0. Math is hard. He won a lot of games today with a 5-color Jensen, which is technically 5-color Luris.
I can't wait to see this.
Oh, this is going to be so fun to cast during the finals. All right, we finally made it. One Ring's on the battlefield. We're going into Doc's turn.
Yep.
Talk about during upkeep here.
This is really hard because Doc has talked about activating the One Ring on upkeep, but if Doc does, the Bowmaster triggers go into the Najeela.
Yep.
So yep. Yeah, Sergio has a good point here. There's a lot of table conversation and politic going on, and it's sort of like, well, I kind of don't have a. I'm at one life, so I kind of don't have a decision, right?
Yeah, no.
Like if I don't do what you want me to do, I'm probably gonna die. So
Yeah, no, this is exactly the table has Sergio at the foot of their boot, but there's not another bowmaster coming down here soon. You know,
Nope.
we gotta wait until Priscilla's draw step in order to get that done. So Sergio next turn has to win. So you either squash that, completely eliminate Sergio from the game, don't even give him a chance to win the game, or you let Sergio play, and Sergio has to win the game,
Yeah.
and you just stop it there. Here comes the One Ring. We're drawing cards.
Spinning the wheel, big
We're
money, big
trying we're
money.
trying to not hit Najila. Do we go face?
Yep.
The,
Yep.
yep, looks like not Najila untouched, which is huge. Very huge for the Najila player. Probably a little too huge if you ask me. Still have access to your Fierce Guardianships, your Deli Rollick, and all those other
Yeah.
goody cards. Deflecting SWAT. I still love this deck name. It's such a fun deck name for Najila.
What's it called?
Jeeler, the booty feeler. Here comes a phantasmal image. Here comes the draw from Heuristic Study.
Yep.
Trigger.
Bowmaster trigger from Rockside. Another damage into Doc's face. Yep, Phantasmal Image comes in as a copy of Rockside Bowmaster hitting their Bowmaster.
So we're letting Priscilla have a Bowmaster.
We're letting Priscilla have a Bowmaster, and theoretically Najila unless it gets targeted.
It will if we get to Priscilla's turn, it will absolutely go it will absolutely go into the other Bowmasters.
Yeah.
Because if we're letting Sergio live, like Priscilla doesn't have to worry about Sergio. Priscilla has to worry about setting herself up in order to win after Doc's turn. After Manimal? Manimal. Nice. Oh, no,
Yeah.
Dargo Thrasios' turn. Gotta get ready and prepared to win.
Yeah. So Priscilla activates her ring. There's some table conversation happening here. We're talking about who we're, yeah, this is very interesting about holding hostage, right?
Mm-hmm.
The table conversation is so hard right now because we're so close to winning, right? Like either Najila's going to take it, or if Rockside gets the turn, Rockside's going to take it, or in theory, the Cromrahan's going to take it.
I'd be so unprofessional. I just target myself. So, nope, done. My brain would be exploding from all the conversations being had by our top 16 contestants here at Mox Masters for December of 23.
Yeah, chat's right. The only ways for Sergio to win here is with some insane politics or something.
Shows the snap.
Yeah, shows the snap. I believe also showed a path to exile or a swords earlier.
Just has everything to stop the creature.
Yeah. He doesn't pay for Rhystic Study off the Mana Crowd. Okay, Doc Najila resolves his own Rhystic Study.
Gee. This. I mean, I guess if you don't have anything better to do, draw a card.
Then yeah, then play more, get more mana, draw more cards fast.
This is what we've succumbed to. We used to play giants. Giant 9 mana, 10/10 stompy creatures that don't even trample.
Okay,
yet,
Timmy.
and yet here we are. Squabbling over a couple of cards.
The comedy of errors to me that, like, what if the Bowmasters is a 1/2 instead of a 1/1 and it doesn't become the answer to itself, but then that probably makes it harder to remove, is where my brain's at right now.
Here's Priscilla's Bowmaster.
Yep.
Where do we got a Rhystic Study trigger.
Yeah, this is the Rhystic on the stack here. So Doc's Rhystic is on the stack, flashing in the Orcish Bowmaster in response to Priscilla's Rhystic. ETB Bowmaster hit the Phantasmal Image, targeted, immediately dies.
I would say that's an excellent first hit.
Yeah, there's the draw for Priscilla.
Making sure that you're the only person to have a Bowmaster on the battlefield is always going to be key, especially since Doc already has a 10/10 from a Bowmaster they played earlier in the game.
Louder for those in the back.
Bowmaster came down on turn 3? No, turn 2.
Yeah.
For Najila, and we've seen one for everybody since, except for the one player who's not playing black.
Yeah.
And yet we still might see one because they play Pimmage. For those who wonder what Bowmaster does to a game, if you see it in like modern forums, if you see it in any other group outside of cedh, like, why is Bowmaster so good in cedh? Example 1, example A, it all becomes hostage situation. It all becomes hey, we got the guns over here, you got the card draws, you're gonna pay us for the card draws. It's crazy.
Yeah. Ooh, Savine's Reclamation on the stack for Najila.
Target.
This is likely targeting the Phantasmal Image.
I don't know if I like that.
I know.
Like, obviously, like,
it's either the Oppo or the Phantasmal Image.
Yeah. I mean, those are the two only valid targets.
Yeah, it's Phantasmal Image.
Yeah, okay.
War of the Bowmasters is what we're renaming Mox Masters December. Mox Masters : War of the Bowmasters.
We're still thinking about it, huh?
Yes. We're still thinking about the Savine's Reclamation targeting the Phantasmal Image. Everybody passes.
Let me double check
resolve.
For you. Chat. Da-da-da.
Mox Bowmasters.
This Dark Old list is on both Metamorph and Pimmage. The more you know.
Yeah, so we're going active, non-active here on who targets what first with their Bowmasters.
And this is where my trigger tokens would come in handy as we would go down bit by bit.
Hmm.
You know who would appreciate this sort of gameplay?
Who?
Players who play Karar Shakashima,
Aha,
as they
yes.
keep track of all the triggers, and this would just kick their OCD into overdrive.
Great. Judge is coming in to break down active, non-active.
Good call. Yeah,
Hmm.
we
So
got a the other three pods are still playing right now
that's good
on
to know.
top of
Okay,
this one.
that's great. That actually means that like the other pods are having just as sort of detailed and intricate games as this one is.
Hmm. And this game is by no means like over for anybody other than maybe Sergio, who's under the gun.
Mm.
But it's
Include,
go ahead.
I was going to say, including the Dargo Thracius. You still think Dargo Thracius is in this game?
Yes, I still very much do because at the end of the day, Dargo Thrasio still has the ability to go and find Tight Spout Tyrant, which is a combo piece, and goes from there.
Got it.
Looks like we have
Rip.
determined to
Yeah.
shoot Sergio
Rip
and shot him
Sergio.
out.
Yeah.
Straight out of the top 16, straight out of Mox Masters. GG's.
Oof. That was such a good showing, though. That was such a good try on that Adnos turn. So props in chat to Sergio.
He gave a very valiant end with that risk with the ad nauseum. And it just felt right, you know. Like
Hmm.
it felt like Sergio was out of uses. It felt like Sergio had no more cards to really help out either player between Najila and Prom Rayhan.
Yeah.
So we will have to see how the rest of this game comes down. We have a 13-13. I assume that's going at Priscilla.
Let's see. Yes. 13-13
And
into Priscilla passes the turn.
after the dust has settled, both Bowmasters are gone. Two
Yeah.
Ristics, 2-1 or 3-1 rings, and a Najila ready to
Yeah.
go. What a crazy, crazy, crazy turn.
Absolutely. Like, yeah. Bowmaster's gone. Everybody's got a one ring. I think the real winner here is Sergio because Sergio doesn't have to sit through any of the Bowmaster triggers anymore. Oh my goodness. So how does
So we're looking at this point. We got to remove the Ristic study.
yeah.
We got to remove the Ristic study.
Well,
We
which
got to
one
begin.
which one?
If if you're the Dargo Thrasios, you got to get rid of both of them. Of
Yeah.
which Tidespout Tyrant or Hullbreaker Horror will absolutely help with both of them. Um, but obviously, the first person to remove the Ristic study from the table probably has the game because they've drawn so many cards for both of them, and so many more cards are here to be drawn. That we're in a showdown right now.
Turn
Uh, I
five, chat. Turn five.
I both Bowmasters in the yard. We are officially out of Bowmaster territory. So now you gotta start thinking about other than,
Yeah,
trying to find a combo.
what's the end game now? Tap the ring, draw two.
I tell you what would be a really good start. A Culling Ritual.
Listen, that every time.
Culling Ritual is a fantastic start. You're gonna get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You're gonna get 10 mana from it and just be able to rip it from there. Drawing a couple cards at the start of the turn with the One Ring for your Priscilla here. I don't feel like it's time to try for the Soul Cauldron here,
Yeah.
which works very well with Rayhan. But I don't think now is the time to try to get that. Hmm. That's
I mean, like
interesting.
most, there's a lot of tap out here, right? Like Dargo Thrasios doesn't have any open mana right now. Najeela's sitting on one open mana,
One open mana and Najeela on the battlefield.
and
If it
Najeela,
if
yeah,
it if Najeela was on the battlefield, wasn't on the battlefield, I'd be way less worried. But
that's a good
because of
point.
the free counter spells, the like Najeela is able to play all five free cards if Najeela really wanted to.
Hmm.
They only run 3, but they could play 5.
There's a Spellseeker.
Spell Seeker.
Spellseeker, Priscilla does pay the Rhystic here.
Neoform gets you Talion or Phyrexian Metamorph.
Priority passed. Okay, Spellseeker resolved. Yeah, what do you grab here?
Usually it gets Neoform because you're looking for CMC 2 or less. It's either Neoform, a Reanimate could happen. Uh, could technically get Chain of Vapor, but I don't really like that in this situation.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm leaning towards Neoform, and then sacrificing Spellseeker to go get you Talion or Phyrexian Metamorph, which will get you a 1 ring, which means you get to get protection once again. Oh wait, Metamorph is on the battlefield. What am
Yeah.
I smoking? So yeah, Talion's the only card that you have on the battlefield. So then Finale of Devastation might be the next best thing. You go tutor for a tutor.
Yeah. Yeah, because you can't neoform the orc token. It doesn't get you anywhere.
Mm-hmm. Because that is all that's left other than Pact. Like, unless you have exactly Thoracle in hand and you're using this to tutor for Consult or Tainted Pact, like, I don't see anything else. There's a Dark Ritual coming here.
Yeah, interesting.
A fuzz bit more mana. What do you need a bit more mana for? I think there's still always a way that Dargo Thrasios can win, but with them laying out the F6 notification, meaning they're past all their priority,
Ah, interesting.
it's looking very risky. For those of you who don't know, on Magic the Gathering Online, F6 is the key you press to pass priority throughout everything.
Look at
So
that. The more you know. I learned something.
there we go. Hell yeah.
Gilded Drake.
No, chat, stop it. Bad chat. No more Bowmasters. All right. Gilded Drake coming down. Looks like we're trying to get the Najeela here.
Yeah, we got to get the Najeela here.
I think because
Oh, this is
I find it very funny that even with Najeela, you could technically take extra combat steps with Najeela
yeah.
because
Oh
white
yeah.
because producing mana in Sans White is actually very simple.
Yeah. I talk to people about this all the time. The concept of like most decks at this point, even in casual EDH or CEDH, can make 5 colors regardless of their color identity. We're at that point now.
Yeah. No, like you could play at this point, we play everything. The exchange happens.
And an Obelisk the Tormentor hitting the battlefield.
Priscilla gets face down card. Doc
Yeah.
gets Obelisk the Tormentor. I wonder who got the better end of this deal. I mean, it could be a man-eating bug. I mean, I don't know.
Who knows? Yeah.
The face down card could destroy it.
Taking me way back to my competitive Yu-Gi-Oh days back in high school. Oh man, I was a tournament grinder, grinding for nationals so hard back then.
Yu-Gi-Oh playing with power win?
I
No,
was...
never. We're here at Mox Masters. We're here to play Magic the Gathering. Darn it. And we're just thinking about what to do from here in a 3-player game state. Move into discard here. Discard an Oko, Thief of Crowns.
Yeah.
Very solid discard, especially since you've given Najila a flyer.
Yep. Discard the Guy's Cradle.
That's interesting because you now have 3 creatures.
Yeah.
So that could have ramped you significantly. So I wonder if they kept a different land for a different reason. Or maybe they just had nothing but lands.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Priscilla has consistently kept a full grip this entire game. She had one before we went to the Time Twister, and then since the Time Twister has kept a full grip. Because this Rhystic Study has been on board since turn 2.
Rhystics, Bowmasters, and Rings. Oh my.
Mm-hmm.
Like the ultimate boogeyman of this format. We'll see what Dargo can do here. Looks like we're starting off with a fetch. Got a lot of mana. 1, 2, 3.
I kind of want it to pop off. Like I want the Dargo to just
absolutely.
In the same way the Winota, what was it, round 2? Or yeah, the Winota just like came in and just slipped right in and took that win.
So let's see. There's something really funny here that we could try. Like if there's a Displacer Kitten and we can start casting spells, we could start flickering our One Ring and just continue to draw cards. That'd be fun. I don't think that's going to happen here though. I think between Priscilla having a full grip, but Priscilla doesn't have a commander out. I think Doc having a commander out really hinders Dargo Thrasios' ability in order to try to pop off. And we'll see what Manila is able to do here. Face down an Obelix the Tormentor. I mean, a Gilded Drake.
Chat's asking whether Yu-Gi-Oh! Secret Lair is happening, and I'm 100% here for it.
Only if the Egyptian god cards become the like Locust God and those gods.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
All right, tapping the ring, drawing 2.
Doc doesn't have his commander. You're right. And more, thank you for the call out there. Doesn't have commander anymore. And more importantly, Priscilla has a commander.
A commander, yeah.
A commander. So we will, oh man, we'll see what happens here.
Okay, Ragavan. Sure. Yes.
This really has all the takings of a Pirates movie. Gunfights, flaring across the sky, stealing all the loot, and one lone monkey scurries across the battlefield. What a story. I love it.
Rhystic Study, Priscilla draws off the Ragavan.
I wonder, oh man, if we're at Ragavan and we're just trying to get a blocker
I'm interested it's not even dashed. Like, didn't even dash the Ragavan because it can't go into anything. It's just a blocker.
Technically, well, no, you block with the Spellseeker and you're very happy.
Yeah.
You are insanely happy, so. But I think, oh man, we're untapping here. No more Najila. However, let's not forget, Najila is a 5-color deck. Just because you don't have a commander doesn't mean you can't just sneeze out an ad nauseum or rip a Underworld Breach combo. Savine's Wreck is in the yard. Savine's Wreck is in the yard. So a very simple way to just absent-mindedly lose the game is forgetting that it's in there.
Yeah, I guess you could Savine's Wreck your Fimage again into the Najila, and then just keep going if you needed to go that route.
You could technically do that, but the route that most commonly happens is somehow they get Underworld Breach into the yard as well. And then they cast Savine's Wreck from the graveyard, and they target both copies to the Underworld Breach. And then you find your LED and your Brain Freeze, and you win from there. That's one of the great things about Savine's Wreck is it gets so many cards. Technically, you could even send Najila into the graveyard, and Savine's Wreck will pop it back out.
Yeah.
3 CMC or less is a very potent name.
It is a Gilded Drake. The mirror match continues, chat.
what are we doing here, right? Like, I get it. We're playing the best 100 cards that we possibly can.
So everybody flip flop. Here we go. You could
Yep.
take that. I'll take this. Amazing.
No, they don't have to be different copies. They don't have to have different targets.
Ooh. We have a snap targeting Doc's
Yeah.
Gilded Drake.
Oh, who snapped?
Doc snap targeting his own Gilded Drake that he had given to Priscilla. So now he's got the Gilded Drake back.
That. Mm,
Yeah, that's a
that.
spicy.
I like that. I like that a lot. That means, more Najila protection. However, the downside about this is Najila first of all, cannot swing because summoning sickness. But secondly, the monkey actually matters now.
Yeah, 100%.
The monkey is a Najila blocker.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll see what Najila tries to decide to do here. Doesn't have any warriors on the battlefield.
Nope. Has an orc army, a Gilded Drake, and Najila.
And we are just looking to try to finish off the game any way we can.
That's a gamble.
Is a fantastic start. Looky here, Savine's wreck in the yard. The premonition is coming through. I see all.
gamble into an underworld breach.
And then
pray
hope
you don't discard
it.
Yeah.
or you don't discard it.
Yeah. You're fine either way.
Snap only targets creatures. You really do need a way to get rid of the Ristic Study, though.
Mm-hmm.
And this very much feels like a good turn for Najila to punch it through. Everybody feels tapped out.
Yeah, that's what I'm kind of like. I'm hoping that there's a way for Najila to weave in here because it is actually really good timing.
Mm-hmm.
Considering the fact, and the thing is, we know this information because unless the Dargo Thrasios player drew something spicy on their turn, they cast a Ragavan and passed and F6 the entire last round. So I don't think that the Dargo Thrasios has anything unless that was a bluff.
Mm-hmm. So the thing about that I'm seeing, I think chat's getting confused thinking that you get two Underworld Breach. No, you get one Underworld Breach. The reason why it's so potent to have two copies of Savine target Underworld Breach is to avoid counterspells. Like, you're able to avoid a lot of single counterspells by just having a second copy targeting something to rip it out of the graveyard.
Mm-hmm. LED in the yard off the gamble. And I believe this is the Underworld Breach. Yep, there it is.
Here we go. Ristic Study.
Ristic Study.
We've been drawing cards all day. This is what it comes down to.
Pays for the Ristic.
Yep. We're going to start off here.
Sounds like Priscilla's passing priority.
Starting off with a Force of Negation.
Ooh.
I find it very interesting. I think Manila was like, yeah, this is what I got. I'm going to start it off,
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like Manila should have had Priscilla fire it off.
Yeah.
Because Priscilla has more cards in hand,
Yeah,
and if Priscilla's able to stop Doc, then like you're just able to go from there. We're paying for Ristic Study.
Mm-hmm.
So we're still worried there. Oh. It's a Tainted Pact going to the yard. Tainted Pact? Yeah.
Yeah, Tainted Pact on the stack in response to the Force of Will.
Interesting.
Or Force of Negation.
Yeah, I think you just let it rip. Oh no.
And that is the Thassa's Oracle, the card on top. Wow, chat. I mean, do you take it? Ooh, no. Interesting.
Oh man. There we go. A Final Fortune might be good.
Takes the Fierce Guardianship. And then Fierce Guardianships the Force of Negation. Interesting.
All right. You know what?
Pays for the Ristic Study for the Fierce Guardianship.
All right. This is where Manila says, "Hey, Priscilla, you gotta toss in here. I've been behind
Yeah.
all game. I've been limping my way in. You have to fire off." You know, if Priscilla has nothing, then I would be genuinely shocked.
Priscilla passes priority.
Wow.
That is a brain freeze. Yeah.
Not this one. I could close that.
What is
one
our Storm Cloud chat? Let's see. We've had the
Oh Jesus! This has been a long turn.
roll it back. Yeah. 6. Yeah. Brainstorm makes the 7. Priscilla draws off the Ristic. I think they're both just helping each other out now. All right, here we go. 7 brainstorms. $21 cards into the bin. I don't know if it finds anything that's going to stop it, but
Not from the graveyard. I don't
no.
think there's anything with flashback.
I think he's doing it just to get Priscilla the card at this point.
Mm-hmm.
Underworld Breach still on the stack. Now Priscilla will take her response. And there's the Mind Break Trap. Wow.
That's a good card.
That is very good. That's great table work right there.
Mm-hmm. With the breach on the stack still, so we're about there's a potential to exile it, and with Thoracle exile, and with breach potentially exiled, we're grabbing it. Yep, we
Breach
are
is exiled.
on one game plan now. We are on the game plan of Najeela beats Battlestar Galactica. And which is a very comparable game plan that they can stop.
Yeah, absolutely. Chat saying the blowout again.
Hey yo. Hey yo.
Wow. Turn 6, chat.
We're moving to discard here.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no, we're not. My bad. Oh, we're casting a Chrome Mox, pitching a brain freeze because you can't win anymore with Underworld Breach.
Priscilla has 13 cards in hand right now.
It's too many cards.
Yeah, it is. 13 cards, 5 mana. Draw 3 off the ring and 1 for the turn. Can Crom and Rayhan take it? We just burned through a lot of counter spells there between Dargo and Najeela. I don't know if they have any answers to stop Priscilla.
We do have one more blue open. So possibly an offer you can't refuse to save today. A lot of back and forth here between Doc and Priscilla today. Very good top 16 matchup here.
Yeah.
Looks like we have a second pod. Pod 3 has finished up.
Jacob Austin going into the finals.
Sins blocked the orc army with the spell seeker.
Spellseeker's done his job. That's a good call.
And now we see if
Now we
Priscilla can win.
turn 5.
No, it's
Yeah.
not.
I have chat can't see it because there's no video, but I have a spin down counter that I have been moving as we go through turns.
Oh my goodness. I
to
keep on
make sure
forgetting
that
how long games can go if you just let two people try to storm off.
I do not. I highly recommend it, chat. If you play casual or cedh, or if you're on a stream game, I always keep a spin down counter right beside me to just keep track of turn count, because that way I know on average when a deck can win, how long a game goes. Like, I just find it very, very useful and fascinating. So
down comes the steam vents. And hopefully to wash the tide out.
yes.
Here comes the mana crypt. Do. I was hoping to say out came the Crom and dried up all the rain, but you know.
Ooh.
But unfortunately, that's not happening, as Priscilla knows. Oh, hey, I have a brick in my hand, and I'm just going to shave it all down, card by card.
I would have applauded you for that one. That was a good one. Tapping 1.
And
there's
firing off with the Dark Writ.
The Dark Writ that came off the Spellseeker last turn. 3 black mana.
triggers.
Getting some little tokens here to represent our mana.
You know, I love art sometimes.
Oh, it's my yeah.
It doesn't have to be complicated. It just has to be cute.
Mm-hmm.
Here we go. Reanimate.
Reanimate targeting with 8 life. Paying Paristic off the mana vault here.
Can't be Thoracle unless Manila did so. Spellseeker again.
Ooh, interesting.
ETB trigger.
Yeah. Goes
No,
to
lose
5.
3 life, goes to 5. Yep.
Still has 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 open mana right now. Does this go to the Demonic Consultation or the Tainted Pact?
There is also still Gamble.
Or Gamble.
There is Gamble or Breach.
Yeah.
Well, can't get Breach. Instant and sorcery only. Apologies.
Or just a counterspell.
Tainted Pact.
Tainted Pact, yep.
And here we go. Firing off a Veil of Summer.
Veil of Summer first. Before we Tainted Pact, Veil of Summer. Solid play.
Great way to try to silence this pseudo silence the board by making sure your instants and sorceries don't get countered.
Mm-hmm.
Thus, pretty much making sure that the only thing that you can get countered. We'll see. Double check the wording on this before I say it out loud. Permanents, spells you control can't be countered.
Yep.
So essentially a pseudo silence.
When people say like green doesn't have counter spells, I'm like Veil of Summer.
Once again, it's not a counter spell, it's a silence. No, yeah. Green doesn't have counter spells. Not seed time. Seed time's the extra turn spell. There's one that counters specifically black spells. I can't remember what it was.
Ooh, interesting.
It's a very old one.
I see. For me, Veil of Summer is a silence, and Veil of Summer is a counterspell. In that, if you target my spell and then I Veil of Summer, I've effectively counterspelled you.
Yeah, right. And yeah, that's fair enough.
We're asking about cards in graveyards here. Veil of Summer still on the stack.
That's a very pretty
It's
island.
a beautiful island. Yes, the Ristic Study was paid for, which is the right thing to do here. I don't know if there's anything. I think this might be it, chat.
I mean,
There's a breeze blowing through, a tumbleweed rolls through.
the Nagila has to be the first one to respond here because Manila probably used up everything they got,
Yeah.
every bit of free stuff they got. We're waiting. We're waiting for a decision to be made. Is there a conversation happening?
There's conversation between Manila right now and Doc about is there anything that can be done? A judge comes in and asks for a decision on the veil, so there's no response to the veil.
Okay, stuff cannot be countered.
Yep. Two black mana floating. Yep. The Dark Grid still has the two black mana flowing. Here we go. I believe this is going to be the Tainted Pact.
Thoracle first.
Nope, Thoracle first. Yep.
Yeah. The 2 black is for the Tainted Pact to follow up. Ristic Study trigger goes on the stack. It probably doesn't matter because it can't be countered.
Yep.
However, let's see, spells can't be countered.
Yes.
They can be targeted.
Correct. And there is conversation about a Mind Break Trap.
Yes. Mind Break Trap is the card that stops it right here. Do we find it?
Tainted Pact, Ristic Study trigger. All right. Does the Tainted Pact resolve? Manila passes priority. And I think we got it.
All right. Exile.
GG's. There it is. Priscilla.
Beautifully done there. Beautifully done played there. All around, like even from Sergio at the beginning, Priscilla able to rip it off and able to just fight through all the tooth and nail. There was a 22-22 on the board at one point in time. There's a 13-13 on the battlefield, a 3-3 Gilded Drake.
Yeah.
You know,
I think there's so many parts of it that for me is like the turn 2 Ristic, the having so many cards in hand before the Time Twister, the expertly timed moment of Priscilla's Bowmaster in the Bowmaster War left her with the last one there before it was removed, and then getting through the Counterspell War of Najila trying to combo off and saying, okay, now is my time, right? And that's the beauty of it, is the breadth, and now I can do it. Now I win.
Very, very patient game, a very understanding. The biggest factor here is, like, remember, they were on 1 or 2 lands since the start. They were very far behind since the start of the game. And the Ristic Study there, just by ripping it out, getting rid of the Simian Spirit guy, rip it in out, dug them out throughout the entire game. Beautifully well played through everybody, including Manila, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And the Time Twister is the thing that got Priscilla back into that game, right? That's where we saw the rocks come back in so that Priscilla actually could get into the game from her 2 lands.
Oh, man, that was a wonderful game. And there's only more to come up here soon.
We just had Pod 4 just finished. Literally, Pod 4 finished right as Pod 2 finished.
Beautiful timing on everybody's front. And so we're gearing up for finals. This is it.
This is it.
this is the first opportunity that players get to get a really huge head start to get into the Mox Master Invitational next year for 2024. So excited to see it fall capped off after a incredible journey coming up here.
So it looks like we've got, going through our deck list here, I believe we have double cedh into Jensen Loris. And who is our fourth in the finals? Priscilla, that's right. The person who just won the Panda Weird.
Yes. Yeah. So fantastic play to everybody. We will be right back around to get finals started off, finals finished off, and crown our Mox Master December 23 champion. Stay tuned.